with both Sheffield United and Leeds United both failing to pick up 3 points on the weekend. Burnley took advantage to take top spot in the EFL Championship. At the bottom end of the table, Plymouth, Luton, Cardiff, Stoke, Hull, Oxford and Swansea all picked up at least 1 point to all keep their championship hopes of staying up this season. But the likes of Swansea, QPR, Portsmouth, and possibly Oxford look like they'll be there next season. So it is time to predict the scores for game week 41. A midweek fixtures taking place on Tuesday the 8th and Wednesday the 9th of April, and all kicks off at Ewood Park, where Blackburn Rovers, now 6 defeats in their last 7 matches, take on a stuttering Sheffield Wednesday side who lost for the second time in 3 games with a 1-0 defeat against Hull City. In this one, both of these teams out of form, both of them not looking great. I'm going to have to sit on the fence and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Next up, we move down south to Ashton Gate, where Bristol City take on West Brom. West Brom without a win in their last 4 matches, and Bristol City gaining a vital victory on Saturday against Watford 2-1. Bristol City currently in 6th position in the league on 60 points, sharing that with Middlesbrough. West Brom in 8th on 57 points. We'll look to get something here at Ashton Gate. It's going to be another tight one. West Brom score, they haven't in their last 2 matches, but I fancy them to get a goal here, but I think the Wurzels will come away with a 2-1 victory. The Ashton Gate will be buzzing on Tuesday evening. Next up, move to Pride Park, where after an excellent run of form from Derby, losing away against the Jacks 1-0, and Burnley, as we look at that, 6 wins in their last 7 matches, a 2-1 victory against Coventry, who've been flying themselves recently. In this one, there's only going to be one winner. I think I'm going to reverse the type here and go for a 1-0 away win to Burnley. We then move to Carrow Road. Norwich now 3 defeats in their last 4 matches, even though Josh Sargent have been banging in the goals. Sunderland back-to-back wins, a good 1-0 win against West Brom. Can they follow it up here? I think it's going to be another tight one. Could end up in a draw, but I am just going to favour the Black Cats, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 away win. Next up, we move to Deepdale. Preston North End take on Cardiff City. Cardiff, okay, undefeated in their last 3, but they did keep a clean sheet for the first time in a while. However, in front of goals, they were a little bit wanting in that match against QPR. Preston North End, a draw against Stoke. I think they went 1-0 ahead in that match as well. I think this one's heading for another draw, and it's going to be low scoring, either 0-0, but I will give each of these teams a goal. So it'll end up Preston 1, Cardiff 1. We then move to Bramall Lane, where in the last fixture, Sheffield United surprisingly beaten 1-0 against Oxford United. Oxford fighting for their lives at the wrong end of the table, and Millwall, as I predicted last time, would get a victory against Portsmouth. In this one, Sheffield, they're going to have to bounce back if they want to go up automatically. They do occupy 2nd in the league at the moment, and I think they'll get all 3 points here in a very, very narrow 1-0 victory. I think Millwall will make it difficult for the Blades. We then move to the Bet365 Stadium, and wow, this is a massive match at the bottom of the table. Luton now only 1 defeat in their last 6. A decent enough draw against Leeds. Actually, that's an excellent draw, isn't it? Against Leeds. And Stoke, as we mentioned already, a 1-1 draw against Preston. Who's going to blink in this one? Recently, Stoke got a good away win against QPR. This one could go either way, and I think it's going to be very, very tight. But I am going to go for a Hatters win. I think both of these sides got quality in their squads, but I think Luton have probably just about got the better squad overall. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 away victory, but it's going to be nervous there at the Bet365 Stadium. We then move to Watford, Vicarage Road. Watford with just the one win in their last 6. Hull, forms all over the place, a little bit like Watford. I think this is going to end up in a draw, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. But Hull did get that very good win against the Owls over the weekend. We then move to Riverside Stadium, where Middlesbrough, 3 wins in their last 4, take on a Leeds side who've drawn their last 3. And I think this is going to head to a draw as well. I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. Are Leeds falling apart again? They were at the top of the table, and they're now out of the automatic promotion places. They'll want to bounce back as soon as they can, but Middlesbrough looking very good at the moment. A 2-0 victory against Blackburn. Rovers been terrible of late, and prior to that it was a good win against Oxford United, so yeah, a draw there for me. We then move to the first of the Wednesday fixtures, where Oxford United take on QPR. QPR, okay, picked up a draw, but they are a little bit blunt in front of goal at the moment. And Oxford, 2 wins in the last 3, an excellent win against Sheffield United. Form would favour Oxford. Could this end up in a draw? No, I think it's going to be very nervous there at the Cassim Stadium, but I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory to Oxford United. Moving on, go down to South Wales, where Swansea take on Plymouth. Swansea, a very good win against Derby, had been in excellent form of late, and Plymouth getting a very, very vital victory against Norwich. However, their form's been terrible this season. The bottom of the end of the table. Can they do the impossible? Or are they 4 points behind Cardiff? 4 points from safety. They're going to be going all out. But Swansea, no slouches either. A good win against Derby and a very good draw against Leeds recently as well. So I think this is going to end up in a draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. It'll suit Swansea more than Plymouth, but at least they'll get something away from home. And the final fixture of this game round sees Coventry City coming up against Portsmouth. Coventry losing back-to-back fixtures now against Burnley, to be expected, and Sheffield United. Form though overall, apart from maybe that defeat against Derby as well, has been okay-ish, and they'll hope to get back to winning ways against a Portsmouth side who've lost 3 of the last 4 matches. They're currently in 17th position. I think 1 win will probably keep them up. Can they get it here though at Coventry? Coventry currently in 7th position, so they're going to have to go all out for a win in this one, and I think they will gain all 3 points in a 3-1 victory there at the Rico. So those are my predictions for game week 41. Make sure you leave your predictions over at the Superbru website or as a comment below. It's really hotting up now at the top end of the table and at the bottom. Enjoy the midweek championship action, and I'll see you all in the next video.